flagship event that brings together the brightest minds and catalysts of innovation in the field of intellectual property. This year, our theme, Future of IP, could not be more timely as we navigate rapid technological advancements. Over the next 2 days, the discussions will delve into the evolving landscape of intellectual property, uncovering the opportunities and challenges that face our collective future. Looking back, last year's 16th edition in Istanbul was a significant milestone as GIP's first overseas event, followed by the Emerging Technologies and IP workshop in Bengaluru that deepened our understanding of the critical nexus between innovation and intellectual property. Now, we gather together for the 17th annual edition with over 500 participants from across the globe to create yet another impactful conference. This event would not have been possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Special thanks to our title sponsor, Bomhurt and Bomhurt, our diamond sponsors, Anand and Anand, Subramaniam and Associates and KS Partners, and our advisory partner, RK Diwan and Co. We also extend our gratitude to our other sponsors, knowledge partners, media partners, supporting partners, and exhibitors. Your contributions are the backbone to this conference's success. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Dhanpat Ram Agarwal, the visionary founder of GIPC, to welcome our esteemed dignitaries. Please give a round of applause for Dr. Agarwal. Dr. Agarwal shall felicitate our dignitaries with the Angavastra, the traditional Indian practice to honor a distinguished individual. First, I would like to call upon Professor Dr. Heinz Godard, Honorary Professor for Intellectual Property from Bucerius Law School, Hamburg, and University of Bremen. Welcome, Dr. Godard. Next, I would like to call upon Dr. Dinesh P. Patil, Joint Commissioner of Patents and Designs and Head of Office Technical from the Office of Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks, India. Welcome, Dr. Patil. Next, I'd like to call upon Mr. Charles Pundo, Head of Formality Examination from the African Regional Intellectual Property Organization. Welcome, Mr. Charles. Now I'd like to call upon Mr. Hiroyuki Nakano, Senior Director, Intellectual Property Rights from the Japan External Trade Organization. Welcome, Mr. Nakano. Now, I'd like to call upon Mr. Dinesh Sharma, Senior IP Policy Advisor from the United States of America Patent Office, Patent and Trademark Office. Welcome, Mr. Sharma. Now, we would like to commence the day's proceedings invoking the blessings of the Almighty, with the lighting of the lamp ceremony. I would like to request all our respected dignitaries to proceed towards the lamp.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा.
Thank you, dignitaries. You may please take your seat. Now, I shall be handing over the mic to Dr. Agarwal for the welcome address.
Namaskar. I start with Guru Vandana. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. It's a great honor for me to welcome all the learned dignitaries here at the 17th GIPC. My great learned friends from most of the patent offices from around the world, from USPTO, from Japan Patent Office, from Aripo. So I welcome Dr. Dinesh P. Patil, Joint Controller of Patents and Designs and Head of Office Technical of the Controller General Office of Indian Patent here in Mumbai. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome the Bhishma Pitama of the IP world, Professor Dr. Heinz Godard. The most beloved person I find in my circle. So, he is from Germany. Then Charles Pundo, welcome you, sir, from Aripo. Hiroyuki Nakano from JETRO, which is affiliated to MITI, Japan. We welcome you, sir. Then I have my friend Dinesh Sharma from USPTO. We welcome you. I also welcome all my learned friends who have been coming regularly to give a strength and support and to spread the knowledge, enlightening the global community about the IP, innovation, and on creativity. We are in the era of knowledge, creativity, innovation, technology, and the theme, the future of IP. I think I can have no words because the whole world is driven through the forces of IP and innovation. 80% of the global wealth comes from the intangible, which is IP, IPR, and innovation. When we look at the global GDP, which is about $105 trillion, and when we look at the top 3 countries, the US, the China, of course, in numbers, Germany, Japan, and then the 5th largest, India. But when we look at the GDP of United States, which is about $28.5 trillion, which is more than 25% of the global GDP, with only 5% of the global population, $7.7 trillion of their GDP only comes from IPR revenue, from patents, from trademark, from copyright, and from designs. When I look at India, there we find that today, when we talk about future of IP, there is tremendous scope, because today we are only a 3.8 trillion economy with 18.5% of the global population. Now look at United States, almost double of entire India's economy of 142 crore people. They earn only from IP and IPR. So when our Prime Minister speaks about Bharat at 2047, to make India a developed nation, to make India a Atmanirbhar Bharat, so we must understand that the core of that journey would be the IP and IPR alone. Unless we understand the importance of IP and innovation, I keep visiting several universities, and when we talk about IP ecosystem, at the university level, I speak about 5 important things which they must have. One is the first and foremost the IPR policy, the IPR cell, the IPR chair, the incubation center, and finally the technology transfer office. Most of the universities today are not having all these 5. They have 1 or 2 of the 5, but not all 5. When you talk about IP ecosystem in the country as a whole, we speak about 5 important points as per our national IPR policy, that is creation, protection, enforcement, commercialization, and awareness. Here at GIPC, we are involved in the awareness, which is at the bottom of the pyramid, but this is very important. Friends, I have the pleasure and I am very hopeful that India of tomorrow, with the future of IP, can become a developed nation, and there we need to have qualitative and competitive goods. So in order to achieve the higher growth, we will have to look for the importance of IP and for developing more and more research and development things in our country. So friends, thank you. I will not take much time, and I welcome you all in today's this GIPC conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Agarwal. Now, I would like to call upon Professor Dr. Godar to share a few words with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, dear colleagues, dear friends, I cannot address all those dear friends whom I really would like personally to say hello to. It will hopefully be possible over the days. I have 3 minutes and 2 minutes and a half left after these first 30 seconds. I would like to take this opportunity to say the following. When I came to India for the first time, that was in the early 90s. India was just struggling with the problem of that pharmaceuticals all of a sudden would become patentable. It was foreseeable that the generic industry somehow had either to be transformed or die. And I was invited to a place by Hyderabad. I knew only about one Hyderabad at that time. It was in the north, and it was unfortunately in Pakistan, not in India. I didn't know. And I flew from Mumbai there, and I thought the sun is on the wrong side of the plane. Where do we fly? But it was the other Hyderabad, where I then started my, if you wish so, experiences with India. But then it struck me already there in this convention, which was held in Hyderabad, and later on with so many friends I found in India, that this was a country of desire for me, because I had always been of the opinion already at a time when I started to think about what professional international organization for promoting the ideas of IP I possibly could join that I did not believe, and I do not believe, that patents are there to exclude others, but patents are vehicles, offers to mankind to share. Who doesn't wish to share doesn't need a patent, and a patent makes out of innovations tradable goods so that at fair conditions you can share this with other people. And then I started to realize, particularly here in India, this is what the community liked, what the understanding of Indian scholars, science, companies is in terms of what patents should be good for. And then I met, besides of many other good friends like Pravin Anand, like Prabhuda Ganguly, I could not talk about all of them now here. I met Dhanpad, and I found that he has this idea of creating the Global Intellectual Property Congress, which had as its aim to spread the understanding of intellectual property rights, namely patents, mainly patents. I'm a patent man. I know there are trademarks, that's fine, but I do not act in that field myself. And that I had found a person here who was willing to spread this idea of using patents for business, for technology transfer, for sharing, like Article 7 TRIPS provides for. If that Article 7 would not be there, which says there should be a door in the fence out of patents around innovations, that would not be justified to impose strong patent systems to others. And then I said something, and maybe Dhanpad does not, my dear friend, does not remember this, must have been 10 years ago or so, somewhere in the middle of the fantastic development of GIPC, that I had the impression that GIPC has the quality, and I think it has largely fulfilled its task insofar in India already and needs now globalization, that this could become for the patent world, and my trademark friends may forgive me, something which INTA is for trademarks, which originally was a trademark organization, US focused and nothing else. And then I found here this organization which is all around how to not so much create patents, that's important, of course, not to use them to exclude others, but to include them. And then since then, I have not missed any of these GIPC conventions, and I'm very proud to be here, and I wish all the best for this globalization process where Danpat and under his leadership, his colleagues will hopefully bring the idea of GIPC to the rest of the world, if I may say so, and India, that you have here such high attention also from a great country where I had the pleasure to co-draft with others their patent law, namely mainland China, that is highly respected what you are doing here in India. This is not to exclude, this is to use patents as vehicles. And I think this found his home here in India, at least in your organization. Thank you so much that I had the pleasure to participate and can do, continuing to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Godar. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Patil to address the gathering.
Good morning, distinguished organizers, esteemed speakers, and participants. It is my privilege to represent the Indian IPO at this 17th edition of the GIPC. I commend the organizers for bringing together such a diverse group of the stakeholders to discuss the shaping of Indian IP landscape. So I will not take much time because of the time constraint, but I can briefly highlight some of the steps IPO or Government of India has taken recently, such as time-to-time amendments into the IP Acts and rules in order to streamline and simplify the IP office procedures. Also giving some fee benefits to the IP applicants, like for the startup, MSMEs, educational institutes, to get more and more IP applications in my office. Also modernization of the IP offices, particularly the IT infrastructure, in order to have the online processing of IP applications. Also, along with the IT infrastructure, the Government of India has augmented the manpower in the patent as well as trademark registry in order to take care of the ever-increasing backlogs and again increasing filings. Also, in order to address the grievances, rather than coming to the patent office or IP offices, we have started the daily open house sessions to take care of the day-to-day grievances of the stakeholders. We also have kept the online system of registering their grievances and day-to-day take care of those grievances online. Also, we are taking care of the awareness by having the NEPAM program, that is National Intellectual Awareness Mission, particularly focusing to the students and the universities or research institutions. So, in order to after this, all reforms and at the law level, at IT office level, manpower, procedural reforms. So certain brief highlights are like that because of this, this GII index has improved a lot in the recent year if you compare with 2014 and 2024. So right now we are at the 39th position in 2024. Similarly, patents by origin, PCT applications, by origin, trademark applications. So that ranking in GII 24 has also increased a lot. As far as the patent filing is concerned, we reported this year, in the last calendar year, 146% increase in filing of IP applications, and first time the Indian Patent Office has received more than 1 lakh patent application in the calendar year, which was 92,000 last year. So as a result of this increased filing in IP applications, now India has secured the 6th position globally in terms of the filing. Also, if you compare the filing of patents and design in 2000 versus 2024, 60% growth in patent filing we have reported, particularly in terms of the Indian resident applications. 60% applications now, out of that 1 lakh applications, we are receiving from the Indian applicants, and only 40% from abroad. Similarly, in design, 90% from Indian and 10% only from abroad. As a result, if you compare also the patents in force, if you compare with 2014, only 30,000 patents were in force, but right now that gone to 1,90,000 around. So we have that way secured a position in top 15 countries globally in terms of the patents in force. Similarly, in trademark also we have achieved the filing, 154% of filing and more than 700% increase into the registrations. As a result of more filing of trademark, around 5 lakh applications annually we have received last year, and therefore now we are highest filer in the world in terms of the trademark applications. Of course, we have issues of pendency in trademark, but government is taking care of the IT reforms and increase in manpower to take care of this pendency in trademark. So similar growth is also reported in design, because when we talk about patent and trademark, we are not also much looking at the design filing, but there also we got 154% increase in design application, and more than 45,000 applications in design we are receiving. Copyright also we have very good progress. So if you compare in last 7 years also, when we promulgated this startup system in India, so there is a 4.5 times increase in applications, patent application by startups. So in not only from startup, also we have achieved a very good filing from academics, as someone was referring that research institutions and academics are not having that IP system, but right now, because of that fee concession given by the government of India to startup, MSME and educational institution, so there is twice jump into the filing of IP applications from the academic institution. So this is just brief. I will not take much time because of the time. So once again, I thank the organizers and for bringing this diverse group of the IP stakeholders together. And I am eager to participate into the coming sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Patil. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Pundo to address the gathering.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished organizers, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, I am here representing my Director General, who for unforeseen reasons could not be here with us. He, however, sent me a very long speech to share with you. However, I'm going to be a bit naughty. I hope, Doctor, you will not tell him. And try and summarize as much as I can. I would want to thank the organizers of this event for extending the invitation to the African Regional Intellectual Property Organization. We had a good welcome since we flew into Mumbai. The hospitality we have so far received is completely unmatched. This is my part, it's not his. Now, GIPC is a remarkable opportunity for us to engage with the leaders in IP. And on behalf of my Director General, I'm excited to share Aripo's contribution to promoting intellectual property development in Africa, its interest in forging mutual beneficial cooperation with the organizations with IP mandates. Distinguished guests, Aripo was founded in 1976 in Lusaka, Zambia, as an intergovernmental organization for harmonization and development of intellectual property. And intellectual property laws and matters appropriate to the needs of the member states. Currently, the organization has 22 member states. If you visit our booth, we have more information on membership and other issues ARIPO is responsible for. The objectives of the organization include fostering establishment of close relationship between its member states in matters relating to intellectual property. Also includes establishing such common services or organs as they may be necessary or desirable for the coordination, harmonization, and development of intellectual property activities promote the exchange of ideas and experiences, research and studies relating to intellectual property. To realize these objectives, ARIPO came out with the administration of IP, undertaking IP awareness initiatives, promoting the development and use of institutional IP policies, promoting capacity building and development of human resources in IP, encouraging its member states to integrate IP into development programs and policies, and promoting dissemination of technological information and transfer of technology. The ARIPO systems come with some advantages, and these include one application, that filing one application either through a national office of a contracting state or directly with the ARIPO office. It also, the other advantage is there's a choice of designating states by the applicant. Applicant has a choice on states to designate. The applications are filed in one language, and this is in English. Where it's filed in any other language, applicant is given time to submit translation. Payment of fees is in one currency, in US dollars. Then engagement of agents or representative, applicants can engage any agent or representative from any of the states party to the system. Then there is general centralized registration, renewal of rights, and the system is simply cost-effective and user-friendly. This organization is governed by the Council of Ministers, comprised of ministers responsible for intellectual property in their respective countries. And this council meets once every 2 years. Then we have the Administrative Council, which is composed of heads of intellectual property offices of member states, and it meets annually. And then we have the secretariat, which is led by the Director General, and it manages the organization's operations. This secretariat is based in Harare, Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, ARIPO promotes intellectual property development in Africa through its protocols. ARIPO administers 5 protocols, which are the Harare Protocol, the Banjul Protocol, the Swakopmund Protocol, and the Arusha Protocol. I mean the Arusha Protocol and the Kampala Protocol. I would like to also highlight that with effect from the 24th, the Arusha Protocol came into force with effect from the 24th of November 2024. So this is our latest protocol. Currently, there are 4 states which are party to that protocol, and we are already implementing it. Ladies and gentlemen, I would also want to share that also in 2024, ARIPO implemented a bilateral patent prosecution highway pilot program in partnership with the China National Intellectual Property Administration. This is a program which is meant to fast-track patent examination, allowing for applicant to request accelerated processing of patent application if the claims have been deemed allowed by SNIPA. This trial program will run for 5 years. I also have the brains behind this program with me here. So if anyone wants more information on the PPH. Now, still on that, ARIPO is looking forward to establish similar PPH arrangements with other offices, including India. And such offices have already been identified and approached. Distinguished guests, let me say to my partners and applicants, let us continue to deepen our interaction to foster creativity and innovation. I hope I have done a good summary of the speech. And with these remarks, I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pundo, for your valuable address. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Hiroyuki Nakano to share his thoughts with the gathering.
नमस्ते आपसे मेडिकल अच्छा लगा मेरा नाम नकानो है Thank you. Good morning, distinguished attendees, organizers, speakers. My name is Nakano from Jeto. I would like to express my sincere gratitude. I'm really honored to be here. So, in recent years, India has made remarkable strides in science and technologies. India's high potential in cutting-edge technologies such as semiconductor, digital, and green energy has been attracting particular attention globally. And the country's growth is also expected to accelerate further in the future. Countries around the world, including Japan, they have great expectations for India, which is growing rapidly through the innovation of cutting-edge technologies. With regard to patent applications, India is now sixth office in the world. Though also, I had the Indian Patent Office granted over 100,000 patents for the first time in 2023 to 24, which shows technological competitiveness and growth of India. I would like to express respect to the success of Indian experts, companies, and the government. Also, I recognize increasing importance of intellectual property in India. On the other hand, Japan Patent Office has deepened the relationship with India in the field of intellectual property. In particular, trends in cutting-edge technologies change quickly, and it is essential that two offices regularly share the knowledge and consider better examination practices to support innovation in this field. We will continue to strengthen the relationship between both offices and consider a way to create an IP system that will benefit users even more. So, I would like to close my remark in the hope that India and Japan will continue to join hands and cooperate in the field of intellectual property for promoting investment and innovations. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Nakano. I would now like to call upon Mr. Dinesh Sharma to please share a few words.
Good morning and Happy New Year, everyone. Distinguished guests, experts, stakeholders. And at the outset, let me thank GIPC for having me here. Straight away coming to the theme of the program, future of IP. I think most of us would agree that we all continue to face a big question even today, and which is, should IP law adapt to the emerging technologies, or emerging technologies should adapt to the IP law? Today, we all can appreciate technology is globalized. And as a proof of globalized nature of technology, if I may give you few statistics, 56% of patents granted by the USPTO examiners, almost 8,500 examiners in 2023, originated from outside of the US. When we talk of AI, the intersection of AI and IP and all those emerging technologies, according to one report of USPTO on inventing AI, it was released in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. It said almost 80,000 utility patent applications involved AI, and which was almost 150% higher as compared to 2002 figures. And as of now, AI appears in over 18% of utility applications what USPTO receives today. USPTO, the US Patent Trademark Office, continues to be involved actively in the development of domestic as well as international measures to address AI considerations at the intersection of AI, innovation, creativity, and IP. There are many initiatives, efforts being undertaken by USPTO. One of the examples, and I'll be very brief considering the time constraints, is the USPTO AI and ET Emerging Technologies Partnership, which helps develop the potential guidances and guidelines to address this conundrum. In 2023, October, Biden administration issued an executive order, and I am sure most of you are already aware about it, on safe, secure, and trustworthy development and use of AI. And that tasked the USPTO with certain deliverables. One of the deliverables was to issue a guidance on inventorship. Another was to issue a guidance on subject matter eligibility, which USPTO has done already. USPTO also released a guidance on the impact of proliferation of AI on the prior art and the knowledge of a standard FOSITA, the person having ordinary skill in the art. Another guidance was released for the AI, for the IP practitioners, for the use of AI tools. So all these works, efforts being undertaken by USPTO aim to address this complex issue of intersection of AI and IP. And AI, as far as AI is concerned, or other emerging technologies for that matter, USPTO is actively involved in the development of international measures as well and continues to be engaged on AI with many forums, part of multilateral initiatives like G7, G20, OECD, Global Partnership on AI, WIPO, to say a few. And the whole objective is to help develop a system which is harmonized, which is strong enough to deal with this complex issue. We all could appreciate that today the IP is data-driven. And there are many aspects which are overlapping. In this context, I'll very briefly touch upon the aspect of trade secrets protection as well, and it was a positive step as far as India is concerned that Law Commission of India released a report on trade secrets protection, recommending to the government of India to enact a sui generis law, a standalone law on trade secret protection. So the relevant stakeholders and we at the USPTO look forward to seeing a day where a trade secret protection specific law on this aspect is enacted by the government of India. And I take this opportunity to thank everyone for being involved in helping shape the policy of India and look forward to continuing our great work together to help establish a system which is consistent, predictable, and reliable. I stop here. Thank you very much.